All right, class, we went ahead and we built this 2x2 Lego block. We have it at this point as a 15 by 8 by 15.8 square. It's making that 2x2 Lego block, and the depth is 9.6. So what I'm doing right now is I'm right clicking on the mouse, and then I can go ahead and rotate it around. And we want to rotate around to the back of it. We're going to start off by working on the back of it, and we're going to create really a mirror image of what the back looks like on our the picture that you're seeing right now. It's going to go ahead and have the um, basic schematic for what we're seeing right now, and that's going to be that big circle in the middle. Which, when we make the top of the 2x2, it'll have um, four little circles, and that would press in and fit around this bottom, so they plug together nicely. So we're going to go ahead and build that now, and I have everything laid out on our lesson plan, and I'm going to go ahead and work with you guys on that right now. So as we go ahead and work an Onshape, we rotate this to the back, and we're going to start off by shelling the inside. So this is a new tool. And as we go to shell, we look up at the top here, and you can see the tools going across where sketch was. I'm going to go off to the side a little bit, and there is shell. My mouse cursor is on it. It says to create a thin-walled part by removing one or more faces, and then it's going to kind of hollow it out and open it up. So I click on shell, and I'm going to make the shell thickness 1.2 millimeters. And then it says, what face would you like to shell? And we're going to shell the back of our block. So you can see I'm on back with the cube in the upper right-hand corner, and I select this surface and then check mark. Pretty easy, pretty cool. It opens it up for us nicely. So that's going to be the inside bottom of our Lego block. And I'm going to hit back one more time and then zoom in again so we're nice and close. Remember, wherever your mouse cursor is where it's going to zoom with your mouse scroll ball. Okay, and now I'm going to go through the same steps we did to build this initially. We're going to make that circle on the inside, and we're going to go ahead and follow the lesson plan, follow the dimensions that are there. So for doing that, we're going to go ahead and make a circle with a 6.51 millimeter diameter. Now, diameter is the distance across a circle. When we get to the dimension piece, I'll show you that. But we always start off with our 3 steps to keep it simple at this level. So we go to sketch. When I choose sketch, I go ahead and choose my sketch plane. Here's my surface, the inside of that shell. And when I click on it, you'll see it says face of shell 1. All my order of operations, everything's on the left-hand side here. We did the sketch 1, the extrude 1, shell 1, and now we're on sketch 2. And my sketch plane, or the surface that I will draw, is face of shell 1. Okay. Now I turn my circle tool on. Remember the two-dimensional tools appear. I turn my circle tool on. There it is. It's gray. And I just go somewhere on this surface and I make a circle. Remember, the dimensions don't matter yet because that is the next phase. That's the next step that we're going to go ahead and do. So I drew my circle, turn my dimension tool on, click one time on that circle and bring that dimension over, and that dimension is going to be 6.51 per the lesson plan. And then we're going to go ahead and make this in the center of this whole part. Now, when we make this in the center, all we need to do is a little bit of math. This whole CAD part is great for you all to learn a little bit of math. So I'm going to click on a center point, and then I'm going to click on the outside edge here. In the distance from the center to the outside edge, we want to have it directly in the middle of this whole part. So 15.8 is our block, right? 15.8. So we want half of 15.8, right? We can go ahead and we can dimension it based on that number. All right, so that is 7.9, I believe, 7.9. And then we're going to do it from the top also, center point to the top. And I drag it over to the side so we can easily see that number, 7.9. And then it turns black. It's perfectly in the middle. Now, if we want to check it further, we can by clicking on the center point, coming down to the bottom, and it shows 7.9. And then I do it one more time, and I go from here to here, and it's 7.9. So it confirms that everything is exactly right in the middle. Now, how deep is this? This whole thing was 9.6. right? And we did a shell of 1.2, meaning that this distance from here to here is going to be 1.2. So we want to go ahead and extrude and add this circle to come all the way out to the edge. Our step 1 was to draw the circle. Our step 2 was to dimension it. We just did that. Step 3 is now to go to extrude, and we're going to add. We don't want it 25 because how can a Lego block be that size right there? We want to go 9.6 minus the 1.2 shell. So if we went 8.4, then we hit the check mark. It should be right in line with the bottom of our part. That looks great. Very nice. Okay, now if you know Legos, they do not have a solid tube here. We have one that's going to have another hole in the middle here. So by checking the lesson plan again, we're going to have another circle with a diameter of 4.8 millimeters. So I'm going to go ahead and make that right now. Sketch, choose my sketch plane as that surface. I'm going to draw a circle. Now I'm going to move to the center point. See that yellow rectangle, square showing up? That's the center point. So I click on the center point, and then I'm going to go ahead and again, what was my dimension? I just said 4.8 millimeters. So I dimension this, one click on the blue circle, drag it out. That symbol means diameter, and it's 4.8 millimeters. And that's where the thickness of this circle will work out. And I'm going to extrude, remove, 4.8. Not 4.8. What am I talking about? 8.4. Sorry. 8.4. My bad. And there we go. Very nice. Now, this could be a little flimsy, so the Lego block does have a little support on it. It's a 1 millimeter rectangle, so we're going to add that real quick too. Sketch, choose my sketch plane, turn my rectangle tool on. Doesn't matter the size yet because we dimension next. So I picked my sketch plane, I drew a rectangle from this piece, that line, to this line. Now I'm going to dimension the width of my piece right here, 1 millimeter. All right, very good. Now we go from the edge to here. So one click here, one click there. That distance is 7.96347, and I would like you guys to have that distance be, just checking the lesson plan real quick. It's like 7.4 millimeters, 7.4 millimeters. So I'm going to change that to 7.4. And that has it right in the middle now. Looks perfect. And we're going to extrude that up. Step 3, after dimensioning, we extrude. I'm going to add 4 millimeters. And now we have our support there. And the bottom is completed for this. Now we'll go to the top next. All right. Good job.